A screenshot is exactly what it sounds like. It's an image capturing whatever is on your screen at the moment, so you can share it with others or keep it in case you need to refer back to it later. In addition to taking screenshots, you can also immediately mark up the screenshot in case you need to crop it or highlight areas of it before sending it to someone or using it in a document. To take a screenshot on devices with a home button, you'll press the sleep wake button and the home button simultaneously. On the iPhone 10 and later, you'll press the side button and the volume up button simultaneously. Notice we get a little thumbnail of the screenshot that appears on screen for about 5 seconds. If you don't want to do anything with that screenshot at the moment, you can just ignore the thumbnail and let it disappear, and the screenshot will then be saved to the Photos app. But if you do want to mark it up, and I'll just take another screenshot here, just tap the thumbnail when it appears. And that puts us into instant markup mode. So we have a border around the image that we can adjust if we want to crop the image to only keep a portion of it. Or we can hide something that we don't want to see in the shot. For example, if you have bank account or login information available, you might want to crop that out. Maybe in this case, I'll just crop out the top here where we can see the time. Now at the top of the screen, we have some other tools here. We have an undo button. We have something that looks like the tip of a pen. Now if I select that, that gives us these tools we can use to mark up a screenshot. So we have a pen, a highlighter, a pencil, an eraser, and so on. So for example, I could select the highlighter tool. And if I wanted to, I could change the color by tapping the color well. And now I can highlight parts of the image just by dragging my finger across it. Again, I can use the undo button to undo any of those. Now there's also a plus button down here that gives you access to more tools for adding things like text boxes, a signature, or for adding a magnifier that allows you to zoom in on a section of the screenshot. So I can use the blue dot to increase the size of the magnifier and the green dot to increase the size of the magnification. There are also tools at the bottom here for adding shapes like rectangles and circles and so on. When you're done here, you can share the image with your markups by tapping the share button here in the upper right-hand corner. At the top of the sheet, you can rename the screenshot if you want to give it a more descriptive name before sending it to someone else. And below that, you get options so you can airdrop the files to other nearby iOS devices or Macs, or you can send the screenshot via messages or email or other apps you have installed. Below that, you can copy the image to paste it into another app, and you can see there are several useful options available. The copy command is useful if you need to send a screenshot to someone, but you don't need to keep a copy of it on your device. Now, alternately, if I just tap the X button here to close those sharing options, I can also tap Done, and that gives you the options where you can choose Save to Photos to save it to your Photos app, or save it as a quick note to add it to the Notes app, or Save to Files to save it to the Files app. You can also copy and delete, which copies the screenshot to your clipboard so you can paste it into another app, but it also deletes the image so it's not saved anywhere else on your device. And this is useful if you don't want your screenshots taking up space on your device after you've sent them to others. And we also have the option here to delete screenshot, which is useful for those times when you accidentally take a screenshot, and this way you don't have to open up the Photos app just to delete it. But in this case, I'll choose Save to Photos. And now if I go into the Photos app, I can see my marked up screenshot, and I can even share from here if I want or need to. Now you can also take full screenshots of websites and mail messages in Safari and the Mail app. Let's use Safari as an example. Sometimes you want to send or save a screenshot of a web page or mail message, but you can't fit the entire page on your iPhone's screen. Well, in iOS, you can capture the entire page. Start by taking a screenshot as normal. Tap the thumbnail that appears. And notice at the top we have the option to select either screen or full page. When I select full page, we see the entire web page on the side here. And we have a rectangle showing the portion of the page you're currently viewing. Just slide the rectangle to view a different portion of the page. And you can use the annotation tools to mark up the image as before. Now to save the entire web page, keep full page selected and tap Done. Tap Save PDF to Files, and choose a location in the Files app to save it. So unlike a regular screenshot, this image isn't saved to the Photos app. Instead, the entire web page is saved as a PDF and saved to the Files app. I'll just put in my Downloads folder for this example and tap Save. So now I can go out to Files, to my iCloud Drive, into Downloads, find that PDF, and now we can see we did capture the entire web page. And from here, I could tap the Share button to open it in other apps, or to text or email it to someone, and so on. All right, so that's how to take screenshots and full-page web screenshots on your iOS device.